YouTube, you know the motto. If you can, after the story, go over there, hit us with a like, which is a thumbs up, and that'll let us know we kicking our stuff. Right here, you getting a double up special. Excuse me. You getting a double up special of the story I kicked earlier about my homegirl OG Big Nett. So right now we on the edge with BJ APB, and he gonna kind of send a little story on how he got acquainted with the homegirl. So go ahead, OG, you on the line with it.
All the time, peace and blessings to everybody. And I first met Nett back in like the 80s. I want to say like 86. I was going to a school, University High School out in Santa Monica. And one day I did school and I was at the bus stop on Wilshire. And when I was at the bus stop, some girls had seen me. I had on some red chucks, and they had asked me was I blood because, you know, out there in Santa Monica, it's not known for bloods to be out there. So when I told them, yeah, the girls was like, you know, kind of excited and kind of shocked because they had never seen no bloods or nothing. They just heard about them. And the girls, they was from Graveyard Crip. And they told me where they were from and got to talking to me and asked me where my hood was at and this and that. All the time, there was another girl in the cut. She wasn't saying nothing. She was just listening. But when I got through talking to them, she introduced herself as Nett.Reminiscing from NHP. And me and her got to talking, and before long, she became one of my road dogs. And she was instrumental in a lot of things in my life. Like, for instance, at that time, I was a little kid. Nett was the person that taught me how to steal cars. You know, I didn't know how to get home from school all the time. And one time she stole a car, and we drove it all the way back to Inglewood. And that was my first time going to Inglewood as far as hanging out and knowing where the Inglewood Bloods be at. And she took me all around Inglewood, you know, showed me the different neighborhoods, how to get to them and stuff like that, and introduced me to everybody. In fact, she was the first person I met from Inglewood NHP. She was instrumental in me meeting my boy turned out to be Dulo from NHP and the rest of the homies over there. And from that point on, Nett was like, you know, she wasn't no ordinary girl, you know. She was cute, but she'd surprise you because she knew when to act like a woman and she knew when to act like a dude. And she gave a lot of wisdom to me that stuck with me in life because a lot of times as a man, you think you know everything, but when a woman gives you something real strong, some advice, it really helps out. And over the years, every time I came to jail, Nett always been one of the homegirls that reached out, wrote, sent pictures and everything. You know, every time I got at her, she always was there. And, you know, I wish it was more homegirls like her because it'd probably be another 20, 30 years before it'd ever be another woman like her. You know, she was very special in all of our lives. And, you know, I hate she gone. But Nett, wherever you at, you know, rest in paradise, homegirl, we miss you, you know, and I ain't gonna say too much about you. I just wanted to give you flowers for those that didn't know you, let them know you was a hell of a woman, and I appreciate you. With that said, I'm gonna hand it back over to Party.
Man, homie, that was well said right there, man. You summed it up real good, homie, and shit, just to say, yeah, OG Nett was one of a kind, homie. She was instrumental in being banged out like the homies. You would catch her with a bob, gain a jury on, khaki suits, long belts like the homies. And a lot of homegirls that came in kind of from different little turfs from that era adopted her style, homie, whether if they was from Nella Park, Family, Queen Street homegirls, you know, different homegirls, homie, picked that style up, homie. You know, so yeah,
For
homie,
real.
and she was totally
Never,
active with the business, homie. You know, like a homie. You know, like you said, she know how to act
never,
like a woman,
never
then act like a homie.
right. Never she used to get banged up and had a fur coat
On
on.
everything.
She's like one of the first persons I see with a fur coat
Yeah,
on.
on the real, doing it real big, homie. Like she was from New York, balling and hustling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause she was just getting it in. You had
Hell yeah.
homegirls back then that'd get it in just like us, homie. You know they don't want no shortcut about it or none of that shit. And if they like you on them ground. But far as anything else, they want to earn that keeps just like a homie and shit. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Hell
And
yeah,
she'll
homie.
squeeze on your ass.
Yeah, hell yeah, homie. That was a
And she was on.
Yeah, she wasn't nothing nice. Hey, she gone, homie. So I could tell a story real quick while we on the line. I don't know if it's true or false, but I heard she was at her and the homeboy LSD. They had shared the spot, homie. And you know, in our hood, we got a lot of apartments in our hood, homie. So you never know who might move up in the building, homie. They might think that building cool in our turf, slip up in there and be crippin' or something, but not knowing they'll stay next door to a B-Dog or something, right? So the homie
Right.
LSD, he say him and the female that he chopping it up with at that time, he say he in his room and shit. He ain't really tripping. They watching movies, then ordered out, got some food delivered. They eating good, and you know how OG Net was. She was on top of everything. So he get the rundown from her. I don't know if it's true or false. He say he get the rundown from her that she hears some neighbors as she washing dishes. She hear a nigga playing dominoes or something steady hitting the table, hollering about cuz. So every time he hit the table, right? So he OG Big Net knock on the door, but he say she surrounded by sound off the movie and shit. He like any other time you would come in when I got company or not. Why you didn't come in then? He say, man, this is a story I get. He say, man, as she steady hearing these niggas slap the table hollering about cuz and shit. He say she opened up the kitchen window where she was watching dishes at and bust 2 times at them niggas from across the apartment building. So you feel me? Hey, he said he had to clean up the spot and get
And
on
they,
and everything, homie. And you know what I'm saying, homie? We laughed off that shit, cause that was the homegirl for you, homie. On everything.
man, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Like, I really appreciated it. I don't want to tell stories like that about her. I'd
Yeah,
rather just
yeah.
let her rest.
Right.
I know a lot of the things that she did, homie, was appreciated.
On everything.
Because I did a lot with her. And she surprised me at times. I'm talking about, she was straight a female wide earth.
Yeah.
She trips, homie.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
She trips.
Yeah. She was a
And
sweetheart
she
though.
surprised you. Like I said, she was cute in the face, thick in the waist, all that. But
Right.
man, you were underestimated. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. But she was a
We don't get them
sweetheart.
like that no more.
On everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and homie, you know, shit. I remember times homies used to be just nowhere to sleep in the hood, homie. And she'll open up the door, and her family and her brother, they'll throw everybody blankets, homie. We was able to make pallets, homie, during war seasons and cold seasons when it was nowhere to go. Nobody wanted to open up the doors. It was rough times. Her moms and pops and them allowed the chosen fews, homie, to get up in there and stay warm, homie. You know, cause they just knew what we was up against at that time. And she'll bless her homie with some bread
For
and
real.
all that. You know what I'm saying? Straight sweetheart, homie. And she was
That
grinding.
was
Yeah, she was grinding out there with us when she first had like her daughter, homie. And I remember Mac 10 for Life song was out, homie. And I think he had a part where it was like something, I gotta eat, fuck the world. And she used to be like, I gotta eat, fuck the world to feed my baby girl. And she used to be talking about her daughter Shauna and shit. You know what I'm
wow.
saying? Yeah, on everything, homie.
Yeah. Like I said before, it's homegirls like that, that we need to talk more about, because these are stories that people don't hear. People
Yeah,
always
yeah.
hear about the dudes in the neighborhood.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They don't never hear about the homegirls that was instrumental in keeping the hood alive as well.
On the real. On the real, because this show was a lot of them,
And Nett
homie.
was one of them ones, and she was one of them ones as well. When homies was locked up, she was out there keeping everybody going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Pumping it up or whatever
Right.
she had to do to make sure the hood stayed the same. So, I got big flowers for her.
On everything, homie. PIP to a legendary homegirl out of the Inglewood neighborhood 500 block section community, man. And we gonna close it on out, man, with 89 on up. With On the Edge with BJ APB. And we just giving the homegirl her flowers out of Inglewood, homie. And we gonna occasionally here and there, we gonna shout out homegirls from all around the world that we knew of and heard of from this BNSP thing, homie, occasionally, homie. So we gonna leave it like that. Anything else you wanna add to it, BJ, before we close out, loved one?
Nah, I'm gonna just leave it like that, homie. And right now I'm kind of emotional, man, just talking about it.
On everything,
I
homie.
miss my dog, man.
On everything, homie. So yeah, like I said, man, we're gonna be serving more of this history and brief rundowns of homegirls from different community bloodhoods that we knew of and heard of, homie. So as of now, homie, we out to the next episode.